Today on Be Something Wonderful. No movement? Stop affirming until you're blue in the face. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video this morning. I want to talk about this client session last night, that it was our second time. The first time we met was a couple months ago. This is back when he had just, I guess he had been in this new city for about 8 months now that he moved to. And he moved to this city, he had a new job. He moved to this city for a fresh start because he felt like he was stuck or stagnant. He didn't have a lot of friends, wasn't really dating, felt like there was no one interested in him. And he didn't feel really recognized by his old job. So he got a new job. He did manifest that. He got a new job, moved to a new city, but still felt that he wasn't making new friends, that he wasn't meeting. He had not gone on any dates yet, and didn't feel recognized at work. So we talked about that, and a lot was going on. But the big thing that came up is that he was believed that there were these limiting beliefs or subconscious assumptions and beliefs that he was holding is why that he couldn't change his life. And think about this, guys. He constantly looking out there to see if there's changes, giving power to the 3D conditions, giving power to what he believes are these subconscious beliefs and assumptions, believing that there's something else or someone else in charge of his life, that it's sabotaging him, that it's out of his control, that he can't change it, right? Hear this, right? And then he's the metaphysical techniques. He's assuming and affirming till he's blue in the face, right? And he's feeling like, I don't feel any different. I don't see any movement, right? So I want to hit these ideas today and more. Because as we unpack this with him, we had a pretty big session a couple months ago. He's now following up and said that it's like a whole new life. He's got new friends. He's been dating 3 different girls now, and he did get a small raise. He did get some recognition at this new job pretty quickly. What changed? What changed with him? Remember that the whole discussion was that these programs that you believe, these subconscious thoughts that you believe are ruining your life, the conditions that you believe don't change, the desires that you believed that you cannot have, they're not in charge. You are. That I am awareness, who you really are, is in charge. That awareness that observes and can see everything, that everything takes place within that awareness, within your true nature. So the more you're aware, the degree that you're aware of that I am nature, to that degree, you increase in consciousness, you rise in consciousness, you rise in degree of positivity. Do you see it? That's why if you're not consciously assuming and creating your reality, someone or something else is, and that something else are your dominant beliefs, assumptions, and thoughts and feelings that you're confusing, that you believe, that you have been thinking and believing and assuming so long, that you believe they are reality versus just thoughts, feelings, beliefs about reality. All of this was covered, right? And so now he's got this new life, right? That he knows that he's in charge through that I am, through that objective mind, but not the objective mind that feels like it's run by these subconscious programs. That objective mind that is aware of it, self-aware of its true nature. I'm going to cover this and more. Feels like limiting subconscious beliefs and assumptions are in charge, sabotaging me, out of my control, hard to change. None of that's true, right? But you can experience that as your reality over and over again. You can create a reality where it's out of your control, where there's something sabotaging you, where they're hard to change, right? They're simply thoughts that you have been believing and assuming so often and for so long that you believe they are reality versus just thoughts about reality, right? You perceive them as truths about who you are in your relationship to the world. And you believe them so much that they become automatic. Push back into this, what you call the subconscious. But remember, it's all consciousness. There's no separation. We're going to cover that today. But there's no separation. So it's you allowing them to be automatic. You not consciously creating. You are in charge. The I am is in charge. Ever greater, that I am, your true nature, that greatness that you are, that God within you, that Christ within you is ever greater than any subconscious programs, thoughts, feelings, assumptions, beliefs, doubts, and fears, or persistent physical reality that you desire to change. It's greater than all of that. There's no persistent physical reality, physical experience that has taken over, right? And there's not subconscious beliefs and programs that keep creating it, that you can't change. It's all you. Your new life's right there. This client showed that, right? And he said, I have been imagining affirming days on end, but still wake up not feeling any different with no movement in 3D reality. This was our discussion a couple months ago. Waking up not feeling any different with no movement in 3D. We hit this idea, these initial ideas, and we recovered them in last night's session. That he really gets it, that remember, you can't create your new reality unless you become greater than the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and assumptions, or in other words, those programs that you believe are running your life that created the old one. Do you see it? The idea was to point him to that greatness within, that he's greater. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, be greater than the conditions. Be greater than time. Be greater than anything that you think is controlling your life. You're the one that makes those conscious. You have that objective nature, that ability to consciously be self-aware of who you are, that greater nature. The degree that you're aware of your true nature is the degree that you have dominion over these lower, sort of less aware points of consciousness. Remember, the conceiver is ever greater than his conceptions. The creator is ever greater than its creations. I am awareness is greater than the temporary forms and manifestations that are experienced within it. Whether those are these programs that you believe, these truths about reality. You're greater than all of them. You're greater than what you believe are these persistent conditions. You are the I am of Scripture, right? So let's hit it. Very powerful. I don't know if you've seen this movie, The Chosen. There were 2 seasons of it. Really unique movie. It's about the life and teachings of Jesus. They just came out with season 3. I'm excited because I haven't seen it yet, although I watched the preview. And the preview, was amazing. And in it, I actually have a quote from the preview that fits into this lesson today. And so I'm going to watch it, because if you haven't seen The Chosen, it's great. It's about the life and teachings of Jesus, but there's a metaphysical message here that I want to pull out. There always is a metaphysical. Remember, Jesus represents your I am, your awareness of being. So in this scene, it's after choosing his 12 apostles. Remember, the 12 disciples that became the apostles, the ones that follow him and spread his teachings, right? One of them said to him after he chose him, right? I have chosen you. Your I am is saying, I have chosen you. Or in other words, it's you saying, I have chosen this new identity. I have chosen this new life. I have chosen these new assumptions. I'm defining who I am. As Jesus said, who do you say you are? After that, one of them said, well, I don't feel any different. I don't feel different after being chosen by the great I am. I don't feel any different. How did Jesus respond in this scene? Jesus responded, I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. Ooh, I got to chill. I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. And in other words, I don't need you to be any different to do great things. You are that great I am. You are that power is within you, right? Like my client saying, I'm imagining and affirming and choosing my new identity and reality, but I don't feel or see anything different. You don't have to. You are different. You are that I am. When you choose it, you're choosing it from that higher nature. That's what Jesus is saying. I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. You are that greatness. You already are that. That's your birthright. That's who you are. Wow, that's powerful. So, after assuming and choosing your new identity and reality as I am awareness, you don't need to feel anything to be who you really are. That's what Jesus' message there was. You don't have to feel, I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. I don't need you to feel anything to be who you really are. Do you see it? You don't need to see anything different to know you have moved within, to do great things, to move within. You don't have to see, you have to look out there and see anything different. You don't have to feel anything different. Remember, your awareness of being, your I am, is ever greater than the subjective tendencies or subconscious impressions of thoughts, feelings, assumptions, and beliefs, consciously or unconsciously impressed on it. So however those beliefs and assumptions got there, whether it's you just allowing them in, right? Believing in everything you hear, see and hear, right? Or you consciously impressing them. You're greater than them anyway. You're greater than all of them. Right? And you're greater than any condition, any persistent physical reality that you believe persists out there, right? That continues to persist in your experience. You are that I am awareness in which it all takes place. It's the ultimate objective observer. Your I, the I am, is the ultimate objective observer that can see everything taking place within its awareness and not be affected or identify with any of it. That's what it really means. That's what it really means to be objective, right? Your I am awareness is absolutely objective. It's total objectivity, pure awareness, pure objectivity, right? Knows that it's not affected or identified with any of it. Your conscious mind has objectivity, but that objectivity is clouded by it believing of the subconscious programs that it's influenced by, that it believes that it's creating its life. Do you see it? So although you have that self-awareness, just like the awareness of I am, that pure awareness, it's clouded by you believing in doubts, in fears, and programs that can affect it. Do you see it? So this is powerful. We're going to hit this in a little bit in a minute. Right? Remember, you're either consciously creating your reality from that awareness, from that conscious, objective awareness of who you are. That is directing your awareness, your consciousness, right? I am that I am, your attention, or someone else is. And what is that someone or someone else? That's something else. Are those programs or your story that you keep telling, your dominant thoughts, feelings, and assumptions and beliefs from whatever source. Because remember, the idea of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind of your I am, right? There's no division. There's no separation. It's all one consciousness. So those labels or those ideas are simply telling you what some of the attributes of that consciousness is. Right? The conscious mind is the door. That's what Jesus is talking about, the door. But what are you letting through the door? You can let anything through that door. I am the door. What are you letting the door into that greater subconscious, into that greater reality? Right? You get to decide that. There's only one mind, one consciousness, one awareness, one God, one source, one creative power. One, as Ernest Holmes says. There's no separation. The term subconscious mind, conscious mind, superconscious mind can be all attributed to the levels or degrees of self-awareness as I am. The degree that you're aware of your true nature, that's really what those divisions mean. Right? With your superconscious mind being the most aware because it's pure awareness. It knows itself as awareness. Right? And it knows that anything that takes place within it is temporary. It's not untouched, unfazed, untainted by anything that takes place in awareness. It completely can observe those things and not be affected by any of them. right? Whereas your conscious mind, you do have that ability to discern. You do have the ability to be self-aware. But you're affected by your own doubts, by your own emotional complexes, by these things that you believe are programs or things running your life or truths, the way you see reality. You believe these thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, some of them that you've been believing so long, you believe they are reality. Do you see it? But you have that same self-awareness that the pure awareness that I am has. So how do you do it? And remember, your subconscious mind is not self-aware. It doesn't see itself separate from anything. It doesn't see itself as a separate personality. But that's what makes it infinitely powerful. Because whatever is impressed upon it, whatever you decide or choose to consciously assume and believe, or unconsciously believe, assume, and think and feel, that subconscious mind must carry that out without questioning the believability or the possibility. That's why all things are possible, right? So your self-awareness, to the degree that you're aware of your I am nature, that I am within you, is the degree that that's your degree of consciousness or positivity. That's what positivity means. The higher degree of positivity you have to other forms or points of consciousness that are less aware. Yeah, you become more aware. So I want to hit this idea. The subconscious means below awareness, of itself being separate from anything else. That's what sub means, below, or below awareness. It just means those thoughts, those feelings and beliefs that you've been believing so long, that you believe they are reality versus just thoughts about reality. They are below your awareness now. They're running what you would say automatically, but nothing's automatic. You get to discern, right? So they're below it, and so the subconscious mind is not aware of itself separate from anything. It's impersonal. It only sees unity. It only sees that oneness. Its subjective nature means it's not aware of anything outside of it and creates and experiences everything as itself. It only sees that. Impersonal, remember, doesn't mean cold and uncaring. It just simply means it doesn't see anything outside itself. It doesn't see separation. Where your conscious mind sees the me in them, right? Your conscious mind's totally objective, like your I am, like your pure awareness, that self-awareness. But it sees me in them, whereas your higher mind, that is pure awareness, pure objectivity, that only sees unity, but within that unity knows that there are temporary forms and things that take place within it and is unaffected by any of it. Do you hear it? So this subjective mind is under sub or subject to the conscious mind's impressions. So the subjective mind doesn't do anything on its own. It does it according to the beliefs, feelings, and assumptions that you're impressing upon it. Beliefs, feelings, perceptions from whatever source. That's what makes it powerful. It accepts it all. Right? It can't discern. And so it has all of infinity at its fingertips to carry out whatever you decide, whatever you choose, right? It has no conscious power. In other words, no objectivity. Right? Remember, the objective mind has objectivity. And of course, your I am awareness is absolutely objective. Right? It's absolutely objective, and it doesn't see itself separate from anything else. So it has the best of both worlds. It's infinitely powerful, and it knows that nothing is permanent. It's all changing. It's not defined by anything that takes place within its awareness. But your subconscious has no objectivity, no conscious power to choose, discern, or act on its own. And it accepts all impressions and reproduces and recreates these impressions in time and space. That's what makes it infinitely powerful. We're going to show this. Remember, there's no separation between the conscious, superconscious, or subconscious mind. But there are different attributes to them, right? That's what makes the subconscious mind such an awesome creative power. It's unlimited. It's impersonal power, doesn't doubt or fear or disbelieve anything. All things are possible to that greater subconscious, right? But only, hear this, only to the degree of your awareness of being, of your I am. The more consciously you are aware of your true nature and real self, right? That true nature, your awareness, I am that I am, the higher degree of positivity and directive power that you have. In other words, higher frequency or vibration over the less aware points of consciousness. The more you become aware, the more you direct it. The less you're directed by these things that you believe are automatic, or the outside world, or the outside persistent reality that you believe persists, right? So when you're putting your attention, your awareness on changing inner conditions of those thoughts and feelings and assumptions that are always changing, and outer conditions of 3D circumstances, people, places, and things, you're being led along unconscious lines versus consciously directing it. Do you see it? You're getting trapped in those conditions that you believe are persistent, or these thoughts and feelings and assumptions that are always changing. But you believe that some of them are truths about reality. You believe them so long that you believe that they're true, that you believe they're reality, that you believe they're not changing. And so you get led along those unconscious lines, unless you are consciously directing it, being aware of your true nature, and assuming and imagining your desired reality. That's the most powerful point that you can be, right? Remember, it is one mind, the superconscious mind, your I am, one mind, source, God. It's all God. But this superconsciousness, that's your I am, that's that pure awareness. That's that total objectivity, pure objectivity, knows that anything that takes place within it, including the subconscious thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and assumptions, and the conscious mind, the me and them, the mind that says me and them, everything is temporary within it. It's not affected by any of it. Do you see it? There are no real divisions. But the conscious mind, remember, is the door. That's why Jesus said, I am the door. It's what you're deciding to allow in, to allow to create, right? The objective mind is not totally objective, right? Not like the pure objectivity of your I am awareness, right? That it's not affected by anything, because your objective mind still sees itself as separate, still sees me versus them, and then also feels like it's being run by the subconscious script. Do you see it? So that's so although it has awareness, self-awareness, although it is objective, it's limited by those programs. It's limited by that separation. So what you're consciously seeming believing right now is what matters. Who do you say I am? And remember, Jesus says, I don't need you to feel anything to do great things. You don't have to feel anything to do great things. You just got to be more aware from the conscious mind, be more aware of your true nature. Do you see it? As that conscious creator, you can be more aware of that over your true reality, your true nature as God. And then those subconscious beliefs and feelings are now under your dominion. Do you see it? As you connect with that pure awareness, that you're self-aware connecting with that pure awareness. And I am the door, and it's no longer me versus them. It's everything is taking place within me. Now you have dominion, right? That's powerful this morning. So, and one of you posted this great quote from Florence Scovel Shinn, and I wanted to talk about this because it's very powerful. She goes, I found the only way I could make a change in the subconscious was by asserting there are not two powers. There's only one power, one God. As God is absolute, there can be no opposing power. I like that. That's her way of saying there's only one power. So this persistent 3D conditions are not in charge. These, what I believe are subconscious beliefs and programs, are not in charge. I'm in charge. I am in charge. The I am, right? So it's not about temporary feelings of fulfillment, right? Like saying to Jesus, like that disciple or apostle saying to Jesus, I don't feel anything different. I don't feel different. I don't see any movement. I don't need you to feel anything, is what Jesus says. It's not about temporary feelings or fulfillment or movement or changing conditions. It's about inner movement, of being more aware of all your power, all your potential, all your knowing within you. I am that I am. Being more aware of your true nature. That inner conviction and movement. That's what we mean by inner authority. That assumption that you don't need to feel anything to do great things. You don't need to feel anything to do great things. You don't need to feel anything to be that awareness of being that you already are. Wow, no movement? Stop affirming until you're blue in the face. Again, guys, I just want to point out, there's nothing wrong with affirming. There's nothing wrong with scripting. In fact, it's more than that. They're powerful techniques. They're powerful processes. Affirming, scripting, imagining your wish fulfilled. Whatever process you use are all powerful, but remember, you are the process. So it's asserting that dominion over all the processes. Your dominion over the processes, your dominion over the subconscious, what you believe are subconscious programs of beliefs, your dominion over that persistent 3D reality that you said can't change. You have dominion over all of it as that I am awareness. That's the message. Not that you shouldn't affirm, not that you shouldn't script, not that you shouldn't use processes, not that you shouldn't assume or believe anything, but the idea, or feel anything, but the idea that you have dominion over all of it as that I am awareness. Wow, that's powerful. No movement? Stop affirming until you're blue in the face. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin. For being part of our membership channel. There's a link below. If you've joined, thank you for joining. If you haven't, you can check it out. We just released a powerful video just a few days ago on the channel again. And there's going to be another live stream exclusively broadcast on the membership channel this coming Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time. I'm going to be broadcasting from here live from the studios in Las Vegas. And we're going to be answering your questions that you've been sending to info@besomethingwonderful.com. The last live stream, which is available for viewing on the channel, as well as all the live streams that have been broadcast, it went about 50 minutes. So we'll see how this one goes, but it's going to be available after if you can't make it. Creators, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you soon.